Hello everyone, this is Professor Leon and I will be explaining today how to correct grammatical errors in your papers. As you can see here, this is a sample paper that I have, and usually what students do is when they start going back to the paper and correcting any grammar errors, they usually correct them in this view or a view that's a little bit closer. The only problem with this is that in correcting the grammar, the student doesn't really see all of the grammar mistakes because it's so far away. So the student sees this view, but the student doesn't really see anything at the sentence and at the word level. What I recommend is that the student zoom in the paper, and this way it's going to be a lot easier to see and correct any grammar mistakes. The other thing that I would recommend also is to use the spell checker in Word or whatever processor that you're using. In Microsoft Word, if you go up to Review and you go up to Spelling and Grammar, it does have a spelling and grammar checker. So here you would correct a mistake or you would ignore it. That's one way to correct the grammar mistakes. Another way to correct the grammar mistakes is basically by going to the most important parts of the text first. For example, this is a thesis statement. We would want to correct any grammatical mistakes in the thesis as well as the topic sentences. Once you have your thesis statement written and you have your topic sentences written and organized where they're supposed to be, what you want to do is correct any grammatical errors that these particular important parts of the paper have, so that you have an idea of the most important parts being corrected first. Once you have your paragraph zoomed in and you've corrected the thesis and the topic sentences, you want to read out of order. We first start reading from the beginning of the essay until the end, and we start reading from top to bottom. This is something that comes naturally to us as readers because we were taught to read that way. It's really not a very helpful strategy to use when we are going back and we're revising what we're writing. So what I would suggest is take a random paragraph. Instead of starting to read this paragraph from the beginning, like right here, what we want to do is we want to start reading the paragraph in the middle. If we're doing this in the computer, I would suggest highlighting what we are going to read and examine to see if it is correct or not. This way, we're looking at our writing from the sentence level. We're not looking at it from the paragraph level. See? This is why it's important to always zoom in. So once we've selected whatever it is that we have to examine here, what we want to do is read out loud. So in an interview with the Blank Arts Movement artist Desmond Elger, he describes what he thought was a form of discrimination. I had just gone through a verbal contract with a gallery. The day that I started to move into the gallery, I was told that there was no more space to exhibit my work because of the number of artists that were chosen for the exhibition. There seems to not be any grammatical mistakes in those two sentences, and this was actually a quote. This method is also very good for looking to see if you have cited quotations and given them proper credit. What we want to do is keep doing this technique, and we want to do it at random. We want to pick different parts of the paragraph and we want to read them, and we want to correct certain mistakes. So we've reached the end of this video. If you have any questions, please email me via D2L. Bye-bye.